Amazon seems to be saying, look, the cost cuts, well, certainly the layoffs are done. Are they right-sizing in the way that the market wants to see?
Well, their labor is down 4% on a year-over-year basis, so they did right size a little. Now you can argue that could they do more? Sure, but maybe they're just waiting to see how things unfold. And remember, Amazon's a business where many parts of it are still in rapid growth mode, whether that's advertising, AWS, or even on the 3P side, where they really are growing much faster than expected, or the overall retail business, despite recent slowdown.
Sorry to interrupt you, Pino. Tom, I actually want to pivot to Apple because we kind of saw this coming. You know, we knew that December would be really tough. They missed estimates basically across all products. And the market's reacting, as you'd expect, pretty negatively. But is that a surprise? I mean, we thought they'd be weak.
We saw the headlines out of China. We knew that there were going to be supply chain constraints. We saw the lockdowns and we saw the impact, and Apple is absolutely feeling it. In addition to supply chain concerns, Tim Cook talked about currency headwinds. That has to be taken into consideration. But also, remember back the saying when Clinton was running for president, it's the economy, stupid. It's the economy. The economy is hurting Apple. It's hurting demand for iPhones. The economy is affecting demand for ads on Alphabet. And the economy is affecting demand for AWS, the cloud services, at Amazon. All of those things. That's the theme running between all of these three companies today.
I love how you bring them all together, and there's discipline, there's focus. What's interesting is overall, for Apple in particular, their supply chain headaches. Did they speak to that in any way? Have we got an idea as to whether the China issues, whether they're now trying to broaden out of just Foxconn, whether that was what was hindering some of the sales, particularly on iPhone sales?
Well, a couple of things, Caroline. Great questions. First and foremost, obviously, things have changed dramatically in China since we had the lockdowns late last year. You've seen this opening up. So you're not seeing the headlines of people just locked in their homes, literally, not going out, not buying, and people not even being able to get to work to actually manufacture the phones. So that's changing. What isn't changing, however, is these questions about, just how quickly is demand overall globally going to come back. It's not roaring back. They've had to slow down their hiring. Everybody's taking different kinds of austerity measures. I sort of put out a tweet about how all these companies, maybe they should be talking about, just like Zuckerberg did, that 2023 is going to be the year of austerity. You're not quite hearing it as aggressively as you heard with Meta. And remember, Meta also talked about authorizing a buyback of as much as $40 billion. Another reason why you may not be seeing quite the rally in the stocks that you saw with Meta earlier today.
Poonam, let's go back to Amazon, but also kind of link to what Tom was talking about the broader economy. You've written about a bifurcation in trends and particularly focus on that AWS drag, right? You wanted to know about the macroeconomic environment. You wanted to know about cost-saving progressions. Well, what did you learn so far from Amazon's commentary?
Sure. I mean, the call's starting as we speak, but what I've seen them say just recently on the call is that consumers are trading down, and that's obviously a concern because when you start to see a trade down, you kind of get the first signal that the economy is softening. So there are pockets of weakness that we do need to look out for as we move forward into 2023. But overall, when I think about Amazon, Amazon's just not a 1P business. It's also a 3P business. And their third-party business is very, very strong. It remains an attractive platform for new businesses and existing businesses to really get the eyeballs that they want. So it's kind of a mixed story when you think about Amazon's total GMV, where 1P may struggle a little, but 3P is still very much on fire.